about history and different cultures, and I learned something about white people. I learned that we invented credit, and like like taking credit for things that like maybe you shouldn't have. And this is how it started. I think like one day. We saw another race with some really cool invention, and we got a little nosy, and we were like, hey, who invented this thing? And they were just like, well, it doesn't matter who made it. What matters is we can all use it and appreciate it. And we were like, oh. Well, if it doesn't matter who made it, let's just say white people made it. I'm going to write white man on the bottom of this. And we've used this logic for many inventions in history. Like, I don't know, like rock and roll, Jesus, you name it. Like rock and roll, Jesus, you name it. Like rock and roll, Jesus, you name it. And that logic is kind of how white people got to this country. Like one day we were like, hey, Indians. And they were like, who's that? We're like, it's you guys. We're like, hey, Indians. And they were like, who's that? We're like, it's you guys. We're like, hey, Indians. And they were like, who's that? We're like, it's you guys. Hey, Indians, whose land is this? And they were like, what? Nobody owns this land. And we were like, oh. Well, if nobody owns this land, let's just say white people own this land. As a matter of fact, you need to get off my land.
All right, giving all praise to
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakodash.
Double honors to the elders and apostles who's pushing this truth in sincerity, the ones that's been laboring for 30 years plus. We thank Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, for waking his people up. Now it's spreading through the earth like wildfire. Even the nobles and the kings, they know about this truth, and they can't do nothing to stop it. You know, they hurt. And so, you know, some thoughts about how confusing Babylon is with regards to the military, you know, sending pregnant women off to war. You got a lot of stuff going on with earthquakes and you know, rumors of wars and volcanoes going off in diverse different places. And so, you know, just wanted to kind of touch on some of the subjects, you know, especially with women calling themselves equal to a man, you know, or when it's convenient to be equal to a man, you know, so, you know, you help further the confusion when it comes to, you know, trannies and the alphabet people and whoever else. You know, you help further this confusion, but then when it comes back to bite you in the ass, so to speak, now you want to cry foul. So which one? You know, just looking at the movie Coming to America Part 2, how it sends out a very feminist vibration about you know, when the son was supposed to inherit whatever he was supposed to inherit, you had to have a son in order to keep that line going, and how they flipped the script and gave the inheritance to the daughter, just all the way backwards. And then you had the son who was living, but just wanted to go off and just do his own thing. And so they just completely dismantled what the father left, you know, and I'm sure, you know, he was just turning over in his grave, and it's just, you know, you know, the vibe is just completely off. So I wanted to grab this scripture, Numbers chapter 1, verse 18. Numbers chapter 1, verse 18, and it reads, "And they that assemble all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declare their pedigrees after their families, pedigree is nationality, right? They declared their pedigrees after their families. So, let's just say you got a Rottweiler. You got different kinds of Rottweilers. You got different kind of pit bulls, so on and so forth. The bird after their kind, the giraffe after their kind, or whatever, so on and so forth, right? By the house of their fathers, according to the number of their names, from 20 years old upward by their polls, as the Lord commanded Moses. So he numbered them in the wilderness of Sinai, and it says, verse 20, and the children of Reuben, Israel's eldest son, by the generation of their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of their names, by their polls, every male from 20 years old and upward, every male from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war. So let's stop right there. So, you got these women that's pushing forth this vibe that I should be able to stand on enemy lines with a man because I'm the same as a man, we equal, we partners, we this, we that. This feminist queendom that we live in. Shout out to Yahweh the Maccabees. This feminist queendom that we living in, that say, I'm the same as a man. So, you got these women that's able to be pregnant and go off to war. You know what I'm saying? So, and you help to further the confusion by saying it's okay to be a tranny, it's okay to be gay, it's okay to be this, it's okay to be that. But then when the man put on a wig and beat your ass in a UFC fight, then you want to cry foul. But which one? Which one is it? You want to be a female or you want to be equal? Because if you're equal, then you have to be willing to come with what comes with a man.
Right.
If you want to fight, then you should be willing to get your ass beat like a man. And am I advocating that? No. But I'm just saying you further in the confusion. You have to pick what you want to be. You're either going to be shame-faced, you're going to be chaste, and you're going to be a delicate woman, or you're going to be loud and think that you're the same as a man. And there is a difference between a man and a woman.
That's right. I want to add this example. With the movie Planet of the Apes, the woman and the children, they stayed home. And the men went out and fought.
That's right.
Even in these other movies, cartoons, they put it out there, and the answers are right in front of you.
That's right.
So, it refers to the, to numbers 1:18 through 20.
Yeah. So you just got to be careful of the vibe that this Babylonian vibe, that we attach ourselves to, because at the end of the day, like he made you specifically to be what you are, and that's the confusion that they helping further push. And now we are like the laughing stock. Our military is like the laughing stock of the whole world, so how much more, our people just confused and just bewildered. All the vaccines is placed in the church, and people are inadvertently just taking it. The vaccines is now they in the community centers now. And people just inadvertently taking it. And so now, when it gets to a place where everybody took it, and then you still have those people that resist, is going to be mandatory. And,
right.
and how much are you willing to lose in order to gain the kingdom? Are you invested in now, or are you invested in later? Let's get that. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 16, verse 24. And Yahushua unto his disciples said unto his disciples, if any man come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. For whosoever shall save his life, what? For whosoever shall save his life, what? For whosoever shall save his life,
shall lose it.
So you willing to save your life by taking this jab so you can continue to do what you've been doing. You know, but Esau, he helps in vain. He don't give a damn nothing about you. Everything is strategic. But you walking right into it. You just playing right into it. Right? Right? And whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it. So what do that mean? That means you got to be willing to let all this stuff go. Your job, you know, being able to travel, go to concerts, go to football games, basketball games, to be able to kick it with your friends, go to a bar, you know, and they handing out these papers. Like my man told me, he took one of the jabs and he got take another jab. He got to send the info to his doctor, and in order for him to travel, he has something from the CDC that he has to show in order for him to be able to travel. And I just, you know, and I told him, I said, well, hey, you got to do what you got to do. But as for me, in my house, you know, I choose to lose my life, you know, for Yahweh Shai's sake, so that I can find it. That's important, man. Like, you know, you might find yourself being a pilgrim upon the earth, you know. And he said, who is ever in the wilderness, don't come back. And if you on a rooftop, don't come down.
That's right.
That was in 70 AD. You know, when the Romans had come past, you know, the borders round about with armies, and our people fled into West Africa. You know, how much more these days?
That's right.
You know, when they pull up with, you know, they got active military, they got active retired doctors and so forth, you know, that's helping further this agenda, you know, and you just got to be ready, you know, and, you know, and if you a man of the Lord, you got to stand, you know, for what you believe, because you're going to have, you know, these women, they used to the staff in the state, and they don't want to give that up. That's and right. They're going to try to convince you not to give it up, you know, and so you have to be willing to stand, you know. In the days of old, in the Maccabees, you had, you know, the sons and the mother that, you know, they tried to force them to eat swine's flesh, and they were willing to die because they understood the law, and they was not trying to, you know, eat swine's flesh. So how much more these days you have to be willing, you know, to resist, you know, if it means your life, you know what I mean? Because we are spirits, our bodies return back to the earth, and your spirit returns back to Yahweh who gave it, you know. So all of this stuff that you learned as far as this plantation Christianity and people making shit up as they go, that's not it.
That's right.
You know. So yeah, you know, just some thoughts, you know, just a quick thought, just that you know, just our country is in utter disarray. This is spiritually Sodom and Egypt, you know, where Yahweh Shai was crucified. And how did they crucify him here? Well, they don't want to hear the doctrine of Yahweh Shai. They don't want to line themselves up. And so when people say, "Oh, you sinning," you know, when Yahweh Shai flipped over the table, they can say, "Oh, well, that's sin." No, that's not sin. Sin is transgression of the law.
That's right.
You know, and what is the law? You open up the book of Leviticus, and the law is all through there. Mm-hmm. You know, killing, stealing, you know, unveiling it, the nakedness of your father, your mother, you know, your aunt, you know, stuff like that.
Right.
You know, the dietary law, you know, keeping the Sabbath, keeping some of the holy days, you know, which is things that we don't observe to do these days. Eating crab and lobster and all this carrying on.
Right.
You know, just eating all these abominable foods. You know, So I mean, the Lord can't come back soon enough. But we just have to make sure that we right, because it says, "Woe unto them that desire the day of the Lord." For the day of the Lord is darkness and not light.
Right.
And who shall be able to stand? So it's like, we desire the day of the Lord, but we have to make sure that we are, serving Him with fear and trembling, and just that make sure that we are lining it up. So when the heavens bow and that glorious chariot come, that every eye should be able to see, and they see Yahweh Shai riding on that cloud. They're gonna know that this is not a game. You're not gonna be recording this with your phone. You're gonna see beasts, rise up out of the water, and they're gonna try to hide in the domes, in the clefts of the rocks. They're gonna try to hide under deep sea waters, and they're gonna be bit by the serpent in the water, and they're gonna try to hide in the heavens, and it's gonna be nowhere you can go, Esau. Nowhere you can go.
Yep.
There's nowhere you can flee, because this word is coming forth, and our people are waking up. Ezekiel 37, those dry bones, and the Holy Spirit, the Ruach HaKodesh, is pouring into us, and we are able to get that oil.
That's right.
We are able to get that oil, and we gotta hold fast. We gotta hold fast. And make sure you hold on to what you have, and let no man take your crown. So just some thoughts, on how confusing our military is, how confusing that our women are. They pushing this confusion. You got grandma up there talking about, I'm not checking what's in the infusion. I'm not asking what's in the concoction. I am sticking my arm out, and I am taking the concoction. Well, all the hell it could be AIDS, syphilis,
right?
Every motherfucking thing else up in there. You ain't asking no questions.
Right, squid ink and all sorts of...
Yeah, all kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's look up, what a simple man does. Let's get that. The book of Proverbs, chapter 14, verse 14. The backslider in heart shall be filled with his own ways. What? The backslider in heart shall be filled with his own ways. A good man shall be satisfied from himself. Right? Verse 15. The simple believeth every word. What? The simple believeth every word. What? The simple believeth every word. But the prudent man look well to his going. So what do that mean? That means you ain't sticking out your arm to get some concoction without asking questions. That's what let's read that again. The simple man believeth every word, but the prudent man looketh well to his going. So it's like Big Mama up there talking about, I am not looking both ways. I am crossing the street. I am not looking for any cars. I'm just crossing the street, and I am getting my ass hit. Like how do you sound?
Right.
How do you sound?
Just stupid. Just to get, try to get to a destination that you can't.
Yeah.
Just like, how we be so tempted to go city to city and travel, and be so tempted to go to these shows, to the NFL games.
By any means necessary.
Yep.
And do you know that the NFL is going to have its first, they're probably going to be one of the first people that's going to accept chipped people. Who the hell knows that some of those people, some of the players and all of that, they probably chipped already.
Yep. And the people that go to see the game, we always make a joke like, yeah, they all got the vaccine, and they already got the mark.
Yeah, who knows? Man, they trying to save their life now.
Yep.
And if they lose it later, then hey, I got mine on the front end.
There you go.
I'd rather take mine on the back end. It's just like I'm a music producer. And for most artists that I work with, I'll say, you know what? I'll take the royalties. You ain't got to give me nothing.
Yep.
You know, but you know, and it's just like, wow, how prophetic is that? Because I would rather be a royal priesthood on the back end. Call halal
Yahweh Hashem Yahushai.
I got another scripture for you simple niggas. Book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 20. Wisdom crieth out. Wisdom is the Rakah Kodash. She uttered her voice in the streets. And how does she utter her voice in the streets? Through the prophets. Through the men who's doing the work. Double honors to you. She crieth in the chief places of concourse. In the openings of the gates. In the city she uttereth her words, saying, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. You sticking out your arm and you accepting that concoction without asking what the hell is in there. You simple. You love simplicity. You know, and you trying to have everybody else follow in your simplicity. Verse 23. Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you, and I will make known my words unto you. Because I have called and you refused, I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded. See, you fanned your hand, you know, at the prophets.
That's right.
When they gave you the dietary law, when they said keep the law, when they said keep the Sabbath, you know, when they said turn back, you know, turn back from the hand of Babylon, you know, when they, you know, but ye have sat not at my counsel, verse 25, and with none of my reproof. Yeah, see, you fanned your hand, you ain't want to hear that.
Right.
You know, well, they too militant and all they talk about is, they talk about hate and white people and this and that. Well, you love your slave master so much that you ain't even taking the time to hear that the Bible is literally warning you from the front of the Bible to the back of the Bible. You don't even know that you the people of the Lord.
And you read the Bible 4 times in a row, so you don't gotta listen to me. 4
times in a row. And you don't even know that the Bible is pretty much like a puzzle.
Yep.
You know, and precept upon precept. You can't read it like a novel from front to back.
Yeah, and that's how they read it. They don't read it like you know, they don't jump precept to precept. No.
You know, they don't care about the mysteries. So Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, verse 26 says, I will also laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. When your fear cometh as a desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind. When your distress and anguish cometh upon you, then shall they come call upon me. Oh, yeah. See, this is what I've been talking to my old lady about. You know, see, you ain't gonna care until all hell break loose, until the shit hit the fan. Now you want to pray. Now you want to care. You know, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai says, then they shall call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early. They're gonna wake up in the morning and pray. Right?
That's right.
But they shall not find me. For they hated knowledge. And what is the knowledge? The knowledge is that oil. It's right in your Bible, but you refuse to open it up. You refuse to hear what the prophets had to say.
That's right.
And did not choose the fear of the Lord. Let's get one more. The book of Proverbs, chapter 9, verse 10. The fear of Yahweh is the beginning of wisdom. When I first came into this thing and I really understood what was happening and the way the world was set up, like, I was so scared to the point where people was like, yo, you okay? And I literally just wanted to wrap myself in the bubble because I saw how wicked this world was. And it was just an unexplainable feeling that I feared the Lord, and I just didn't want to have nothing to do with nobody or nothing. And I had to find balance in dealing with people and dealing with the world and still fearing the Lord. And so that was the beginning of my walk. So let's read that again. The fear of Yahweh is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding. So how do you get understanding? You open that word, the holy scriptures.
That's right.
You know, for by me thy days shall be multiplied. What? For by me thy days shall be multiplied, and the years of thy life shall be increased. So let's look up what wisdom is, and we'll close it out from there. All right, the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7 and verse 24. For wisdom is more moving than any motion. She passeth and goeth through all things by reason of her pureness. She is the breath, Ezekiel 37. She is what? For she is the breath, Ezekiel 37. Or Genesis chapter 1, when he breathed into Adam. She is what? For she is the breath of the power of Yahweh. A pure influence flowing from the glory of the Almighty. Call halal Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Therefore can no defiled thing fall into her. For she is the brightness of the everlasting light, an unspotted mirror of the power of Yahweh, and the image of his goodness. And being but one, she can do all things and remain in herself. She maketh all things new, and at all ages entering into holy souls. She maketh them friends of Yahweh and prophets. She what? She maketh them friends of Yahweh and prophets. For she loveth none but him that dwelleth with wisdom. For she is beautiful than the sun, above all the stars, all the order of stars, being compared with the light. She is found before it, Salakia. For after this cometh night, but vice shall not prevail against wisdom. So that's wisdom, man. Like, and this thing is more deep than you know this plantation shit that we learned in Sunday school.
Yeah.
You know, because Adam was already a living soul, but he wasn't aware. He didn't understand the laws. You know, the laws was breathed into Adam.
Right. That's that breath. The spirit.
Right.
You know.
And see, like he breathed logic and understanding into Adam. And so he wasn't really dealing with Eve like that. Like when Eve got here, she was just supposed to be a helpmate to Adam. And she got finessed by another man, which was supposed to be a serpent, you know, as according to the Bible. And then that serpent is now a dragon, which everybody, you know, that's over a lot of people's head, you know, because they don't understand the mysteries of what this Bible is talking about. Mm-hmm. So, you know, so this is what we talking about. Like the Lord is dealing with men. He's raising up a priesthood. He's making most of these men get into their lot in these last and evil days, or they pushing for a last kingdom, but they know they got a short time because they know they're gonna come out of rulership. You know, that mountain, if you will, that rulership is gonna be a burnt mountain. You know, and how's it gonna be burnt? By nuclear fire. You know, 200 million missiles that's gonna come from other nations because the nations is mad. They have governed themselves to act like Babylon. She is the harlot that's riding on the beast. So, you know, don't attach yourself to this queendom. You know, if you a man of the Lord, stand up and be a man. You know, get you some red pill content. Somebody who's talking about the fear of the Lord and how to stand up against the wiles of the devil and how to stand up against the wiles of your woman. You know, and you know, chew the meat and spit out the bones. You know, because a lot of what they saying is not, you know, is not kosher for what the Bible is pushing. Because you have to understand that sex is marriage. So if you do have sex with a woman, then by law, according to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, yes, you are responsible for that woman. And then if a lot of us knew that, then we would be careful to who we dealing with and where we sticking our you know what. But at the same time, you don't want to be no chump. You stand up and you put Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai first. You don't put no woman first and say, I wouldn't be able to make it without you. Russell Wilson, sucker ass nigga. Who does that? The Lord is dealing with men.
Out of all your accomplishments.
Yeah, out of all your accomplishments, she wasn't working out with you. She wasn't lifting no weights with you, and here she is. She a whole wife to somebody else,
right?
According to the scriptures, and you wouldn't be able to do nothing without her. That's showing signs of weakness. And now you got these women pushing forth these vibes, and they want to be on the same level as a man. You're not a man. But in that day, 7 women is going to take hold of 1 man, because it's going to get so bad, Salakia. It's going to get so bad that these women is going to fall back in their place, and they're going to be feminine, and they're going to say, you ain't got to do nothing for me. I'll cook for you. I'll clean for you. I'll make clothes. I'll do whatever it takes.
Yep.
As long as you protect me and let me be called by thy name to take away my reproach. And so how she going to be called by your name? Through marriage. And what is the act of marriage? Sex. So she ain't gonna be up there talking about, I ain't gonna share, ain't I enough for you? All that shit is gonna be out the window.
Yep.
That feminist ass vibe from coming to America.
Yep.
This place is utterly through.
And while all hell break loose, man, we ain't gonna be we're not gonna be bothered with them.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so bad.
You got these women, now you got in these movies, you got women superheroes, and you got the dudes acting like punk ass dudes. She saving the dude and the building blow up, and here she go, and then the dude acting all feminist and shit. Get the hell out of here.
Nah.
But this is what Babylon pushes.
Yep.
So, just some thoughts, man. I don't want to keep rambling. We could be all day, but we want to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles who's doing the work, pushing this truth in sincerity. We want to say Shalom.
Shalom.